I'm really sorry to break this to you, but I shouldn't be up here. I'm not as amazing as they said I am. Hi, baby. It may seem like I have all the right credentials, all the right accomplishments, but really, sooner or later, you're going to realize that I'm not really that great, that you're going to realize that I'm a fraud. I'm an imposter. I have felt this way for as long as I can remember. And in law school, I finally learned the term for what's wrong with me: imposter syndrome. A psychological occurrence in which an individual doubts their skills, talents, or accomplishments and has a persistent internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud. Can anyone relate? Yeah, everyone. So I learned about imposter syndrome and I was like, this is me. This is what's wrong with me. And it was amazing to finally have a name for what was going on inside my head. And it was great to know that there was other people like me. Such a relief to know I wasn't the only one that felt like this. And so I talked about it with everyone I knew. And people, especially women and minorities, I would see that light bulb go off in their head as well, as they realized, this is what's wrong with me. And it's helpful to know the name for something like this, so that when you feel these feelings creep up on you time and time again, you can say, no, it's not that I'm an imposter. I just have imposter syndrome. It's just this other thing that's wrong with me, something that I need to fix and overcome. So for the past 20 years, I've been telling everyone I know they have imposter syndrome. I'm like the Oprah of imposter syndrome. You have imposter syndrome. You have imposter syndrome. Everybody has imposter syndrome. And it's so helpful, right? And so it's not a solution, again, like it just helps to name and shame so that you can put that aside so you can go on. Make everyone proud, right? I am the daughter of immigrants, and I am my parents' American dream. Both my mom and dad come from the campos of the Dominican Republic. I forgot my slides. From the campos of the Dominican Republic, they grew up in wooden houses with no electricity and no running water. My mom washed her clothes in the river. She'd have to walk for miles to get there. And then she came to the United States and started high school knowing no English. After school, she would work at a potato factory peeling potatoes. She went on to get her education, had a career at an elementary school, retired, and now works again a second career as a restaurateur. She made it. My dad also grew up wooden house, no electricity, no running water. He was the youngest of 12 siblings, and he worked his entire childhood. He stopped going to school at 9 years old so he could work, milking cows and goats, gathering water, gathering wood. And then he came to the United States and washed dishes for $1 an hour. He moved to LA and met my mom, and together they built several successful bodegas, and they made it. My parents and grandparents built this amazing life for us here, for my siblings and my cousins. So different from their own childhoods, but in many ways the same, because we were surrounded by love of family and this community where we fit, where we belonged, who loved and accepted us and celebrated us. In my house, there were no limits to what I could achieve. To this day, to my mom, there's nothing that I cannot do. In the larger circle of my family, my community, where I belong without question, I have no doubt of my worth. I'm not an imposter there. I walk out of my house feeling like I'm unstoppable. Here's my family. But then I get out in the outside world, in the real world, thinking I'm a star, but encounter all of these other people who were the real stars, the real brains. And I think, I do not fit in here. I can't possibly keep up. And so you fake it till you make it, right? You just go along and pretend to fit in. And somehow I got good grades, and I got all these achievements, and I became captain of this and president of that. And everyone thought that I was doing pretty great. And I'm just sitting here thinking, you don't even know. I'm fooling all of you. This is just luck. And someday my luck is going to run out, and everyone's going to know that I'm a fraud. And these feelings didn't just come out of nowhere. I'm not just being hard on myself, because sprinkled in between these moments and these accolades and these awards and these titles were moments that validated this imposter syndrome, moments that justified these feelings of inadequacy. In high school, a beloved teacher told me that I was wasting my parents' money by applying to Harvard College. That moment crushed me. She told me to be more realistic. And it was made worse by the fact that I didn't get in. And I thought, she was right. Why did I bother? I'm an imposter for thinking that I could make it. When I was at Harvard Law School years later, one of my best friends told me that it wasn't fair that I got the benefit of affirmative action because, quote, you don't even look Hispanic. And I would think, you're right. My struggles don't even compare to that of other minorities. When I was at my law firm in New York, a colleague told me that I had probably taken the spot meant for someone, a white man, that was better qualified. And I was like, you're probably right. I'm lucky to be here, and I don't even deserve the opportunities that I've been given. I get so many emails addressed to Mr. Diaz because people have never seen my first name before. And of course, a lawyer emailing you, telling you what to do, it must be a man, right? And so these moments are seared into my memory and sprinkled in the bubble of my loving family where I know that I belong and I am worthy. Sprinkled in with these moments are these moments of doubt. There's always someone who's going to think you don't belong, that you don't fit. And it's easy to think that this just proves you were right all along, that you are an imposter. Or at best, that you have imposter syndrome, something that you need to fix about yourself. Well, guess what? All of that is a lie. I recently had another light bulb moment about imposter syndrome. Stop telling women they have imposter syndrome. Read this article, and I was like, whoops, my bad. So much for 20 years of Oprah telling everyone they have imposter syndrome. Let's just undo all of that. And what I learned changed my life again, and I learned that, again, I've been wrong about myself. So here's a new question. If everyone has imposter syndrome, is it really a syndrome? A group of symptoms that's a sign of a disorder? Do we all have a disorder? Or are we just trying to work and live in a society that wasn't designed for us? Where we're not the standard, where we're not what's expected. We're not imposters. We just don't fit into the mold that was designed by people who never imagined or contemplated our presence, our participation, and our power. The article reads, the answer to overcoming imposter syndrome is not to fix individuals, but to create an environment that fosters a variety of leadership styles and in which diverse racial, ethnic, and gender identities are seen as just as professional as the current model. There's nothing wrong with us. We don't have a syndrome. You are as great as they think you are. The issue is we still live in this world where the norms and standards about what it means to fit in your environment, at school, at work, in society, the very expectation that we should be trying to fit in, that is the syndrome that we need to fix. Own your power. Take your background, your family history, your spirit, your you-ness, everything that makes you you, and bring it with you into every setting that you enter. In the 1960s, my parents and grandparents went to the federal courthouse in downtown and took their oaths to become United States citizens. Decades later, I entered the same federal courthouse and I took my oath to represent the United States of America. I now stand up in court and introduce myself, Damaris Diaz, on behalf of the United States. This is not a role traditionally played by Latina women. So when I first arrived, I tried to make myself small, to make myself fit, to be what people expected in this role. And I would sense this challenge from the establishment. Know your role. This is how things are done. Stay in your lane. Put your head down and do your work. You're lucky to be here. Now, I challenge it back. I say, I know my role. and it's bigger than you think it is. I lift my head up, and I say, you're lucky that I'm here. I sense the challenge from my own community. How can you, as a Latina, work within a system that prosecutes your community? And again, I challenge back. I seek justice on behalf of my community, who are so often victims of violent crime and abuse. If not me, then who? If I don't fill this role, who will be in my place? Should I leave it to others who have always been there, who may not know my community and understand it? No way. I choose to be a decision maker in the room where things happen. I choose to give a perspective that was traditionally missing, to represent and lend my voice and speak for my people. In the words of John Lewis, if not us, then who? If not now, then when? I'm sure there are people who see my face or hear my name and think I don't belong, that I don't fit here, that I took someone else's spot. I no longer agree with them. I'm playing in a field designed for someone else, and I'm changing it so that it fits all sorts of people. I am challenging the norms and underestimate me at your own risk. So it doesn't matter the setting or the level, at school, at work, in sports, whether you're at work in retail or at a hospital or at NASA or the White House, you belong there. You are worthy. You deserve all those titles, all those awards, all those accomplishments. You are making things better for yourself, for everyone else, by your very presence and participation. The world needs you to know that. So decide now. Don't waste another minute doubting yourself. This is when you realize that you are worthy of all the success you've earned, the titles, the accolades, the accomplishments. Be humble, but be proud. You belong here. So use your voice, ask hard questions, pull up a seat at the table, challenge the norms, stand there and take up space until the space fits you. Then there will be no question that you belong. You are not an imposter, you are the archetype. This is your moment. Thank you.